Hi, it's Tammy from Fry's, and I'm here to chat to Carl.
Hello.
All the way in the UK.
Yes.
And we have some great news for the South Africans, which we'll speak about later on in the interview. And we just want to ask Carl some questions about his life and get a little bit more insight into who he is. He's got some secret weapons.
Vegan secret weapons.
Vegan secret weapons. So, Carl, can you tell us how you went vegan? What is your vegan story?
Mine is, it was sort of like epiphany moment I had. Like, I know some people go vegetarian and work their way around. For me, it was over 4.5 years ago now. I had a real just moment of like, I think it was in the back of my mind and subconscious. I knew what was wrong with everything I was doing, but just I'd sort of locked it away and fought it. And I remember just one night just having this moment of like, everything changed. I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't justify it to myself. So I just overnight just went from full meat eater to vegan, and everyone thought I'd gone crazy.
Oh,
but
they would have.
yeah, because I mean, I was I cooked a lot, and I had probably quite a high meat intake. But then just overnight I went, no, I'm done, tapped out, got rid of all the dairy, and I felt amazing. That's what sort of justified it to me as well, not just the ethics of it. The ethics probably took a bit longer to catch up. I had to do all the reading and all that. But
you felt better.
I felt amazing. Within about 4 days, I used to get really bad acid and all that, and then within about 4 days of giving up dairy, it was just bang, fine.
So it made sense, and you just stuck with it.
My stomach rumbled as that happened as well.
Your stomach did rumble.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, your stomach rumbled.
Sorry. I used to get acid and now, but what I do have now is I just have a very rumbly tummy. I've not had lump. But yeah, that was it. It was epiphany. I think that's what's, some people I think have that moment where they just go, I can't justify something to myself anymore. And I think if you get that feeling, don't ignore it.
Go with it.
Yeah.
And you'll feel better about it.
Trust your body. Trust your. And not enough people trust what their body's telling them, I think.
That's it. A rumour has it that you might be travelling to South Africa later this year, maybe.
The rumour might be true.
Is the rumour true?
Well, hopefully, yeah. It looks like I might be coming over to your AGM.
So we have our annual green meeting in November in Johannesburg, and we might have a very special guest all the way from the UK to give us a bit of a comedy act and MC our event, which will be so exciting.
Yes,
so
one of the vegan comedians of the world.
One of.
I don't know if there's many of us. There's a handful in the UK that I know.
We're trying to inspire some in South Africa.
Yeah, I think weirdly when I first went vegan, I was probably one of like 2 or 3 in the UK. And now there's about 6 or 7, so I think it is spreading. Yeah,
it's becoming a trend.
I've inspired a generation of vegan comedians. Next year you can have 20 vegan comedians at the AGM.
We might. We'll have a comedy night. So there's another rumour that I heard about you, that you are quite the bake.
Oh yeah, I'm good. I love a bit of baking.
So tell us, like, what's your favourite thing to make?
Oh, my favourite is sort of. It's inspired by, there's an amazing vegan cupcake shop in Brixton in London called Miss Cupcake, who is quite now well renowned. The book is really good, but inspired by a Miss Cupcake recipe, I sort of took it on my own little journey, and I make pretty impressive Turkish delight chocolate cupcakes that are muffin sized, and they've they've got
impressive.
But they've got an unacceptable amount of buttercream on top. Like it is disgusting when you actually work out how much calories you're having. But
when you're on a vegan diet, there's a few sweet things on the side.
That's the thing. The amount I eat now, I should be about 5 times the size that I am. So I think I'm a living testament to the vegan diet being healthier.
It's the fire that cleans you out. So what level vegan are you? Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you put yourself?
Because what's that? I mean, a 10. I think to me a 10 is almost unobtainable. That is.
That would be. It's hard just to get to 1.
Yeah.
I think 10 would be.
I mean, 10 is probably eating like 1 leaf a day, sitting in a forest and not even moving in case you step on an ant. So I reckon I'm high up though.
So you're getting there.
Yeah.
Maybe a 9. With a cupcake every thrown in?
No, because I mean, I do certain things. I do travel a lot, so I think my environmental impact is probably still taking me off a 9. So you've got to think about the environment as well as part of veganism, I think.
Yeah.
I reckon I'm a 7.
This is a complicated question.
I know, I reckon I'm a strong 7.
A strong 7?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Some days a 6 when I'm on a long haul flight.
Yeah, that's hard. Okay, you've heard the word as vegan as possible.
Yes.
And some people have got some strong opinions on this. So what's your take on being as vegan as possible? Or do you think there's some grey area? Like, is there like a minus 1 level vegan?
Well, I think,
is that a thing?
I don't know. I think you're either a vegan or you're not. But I think as us vegans also need to be much more inclusive of. I don't believe in. I understand there is probably a need for a certain amount of militant sort of types. You need some people doing it that way. But I think on the whole, the majority of us need to be the inclusive ones that then just welcome anyone who's even making any attempt at trying out maybe the vegan diet, or you can't to say to somebody, if you give it a go, it's all or nothing. I think will put them off. Whereas being a bit inclusive and saying, why don't you give it a try, see how you feel, dietary speaking, they might feel amazing and suddenly think, I'm onto something. Then they might start cutting out the products, and I think you've got to lure them in with some treats.
Plant a seed and let the tree grow.
That's absolutely true.
And later they can sit under the tree and eat the leaf.
Exactly. That's how you do it. You've got to start leaving out little cupcakes for them to follow.
Favourite vegetable?
It differs, doesn't it? I mean,
Changes.
It does change. I like I went for a phase a few months back of eating loads of Brussels sprouts for some reason. Just like, I think when they're done right, they're amazing. But currently, I'm on a broccoli sort of
fad.
Yeah, I'd say fad is good because I'm eating too much of it for it just to be a regular inclusion. Like, I've had it pretty much every day for about 2 weeks.
Oh, that's a lot of broccoli.
It's so much broccoli.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and I'm talking a lot of it as well, not like one mini tree.
You
I'm
eat
talking,
the whole tree.
It's like an ice cream. I just sit and I just tuck into it.
Favourite fries products? Do you have one?
Well,
they're all good.
They are actually all good.
Oh,
and I'm not just saying that to win favour, but I mean the nuggets are something that I have made mistakes with in the past on how many I've eaten in one go. It's often I'll
Do you have a record?
Well,
like
I mean, most times if I cook the whole pack, I'm eating the whole pack. Even if I cook them all, thinking, well, I have half now and half later, that ain't happening. The moment I have about 3,
it's like a packet of cookies.
Yeah,
they always pack exactly the right number in the whole pack.
But you're not meant to eat the whole pack.
It's just like, that's how
it's irresponsible to tell people this. Please eat half and then stop and have some later and have some broccoli.
And where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? What is your dream? What's your ultimate life?
Well, I think I'd like to be a level 10 vegan. I'd like to be the guy sitting just under a tree, eating 1 leaf a day and not moving around, just meditating. I'd love it. Eating any time a bit of fruit falls out, I'm allowed to eat that.
You'd be happy.
Well, probably be devastated with my life choice. But no, I think I'd love to have a lifestyle where I have as small an impact as possible on the world. I think I'm moving in that direction. I don't think I'll ever get to that extremes, but you never know.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Carl. Thanks for chatting with us today.
No worries.
And look forward to seeing you again in South Africa.
Thanks, I can't wait. Sorry for the whole tummy rumbling moment.